I'm Adam Todd, and welcome to Classroom Dynamics, a teacher podcast. I've always believed that the best way to engage students in a 21st century classroom is to immerse them with the transformative tools that will empower each and every one of them to excel in the world that awaits. My goal is to ignite the spark that propels you and your students in an advanced tomorrow, and your journey into that future starts right now. Classroom Dynamics is supported by Logitech. As education continues to evolve, so does Logitech Education, your partner in content creation for the classroom. With Logitech's cutting-edge technology, students not only learn but also become content creators. Whether it's in person or online, Logitech's tools are designed to inspire educators and learners alike. Capture every educational moment in stunning detail and edit, produce, and share your creative journey with ease. Logitech Education, inspiring the next generation of creators. For more, visit logitech.com/education, transforming classrooms one innovation at a time. Introducing the Zone Learn wired headset from Logitech, the headset that's designed for learning and built for schools. Here are a few reasons why Zone Learn is the best headset option for today's students and schools. It's optimized to fit smaller heads with features like soft ear pads, a cushion headband, even weight distribution and micro-articulating ear cups that move in all directions. The audio driver is engineered for speech intelligibility, so spoken lessons come through crystal clear. And the movable boom mic is designed for better vocal clarity. It's durably designed to withstand frequent cleaning and constant wear and tear. My favorite aspect of the Zone Learn headset is that it's fully customizable and sustainable for both the environment and school budgets. The swappable ear pads come in over-ear and on-ear options. The interchangeable cables come in USB-A, USB-C, and audio jack options. This means that the ear pads and cables can be swapped out without replacing the entire headset. Plus, the Zone Learn is backed by a 3-year warranty, making it a smart, long-term investment for schools. Get your students into the learning zone with an elevated headset experience. Learn more at logitech.com/zonelearn.
For over 20 years, Higher Ground has designed functional technology protection, helping students to work or learn anytime, anywhere. I'm Mark, president of Higher Ground, and I want to share with you how you can get a free sample of any of our rugged shells, sleeves, or clear backpacks. Visit hggear.com/sample and use your school's email and address. One thing, don't tell Alex because he'll be stuck with all the paperwork. Request yours and see for yourself how Higher Ground can help save your students and school downtime and money. Just remember, don't tell Alex.
Mark, what are all these sample requests filling my inbox?
Welcome to Classroom Dynamics, the podcast where we get into the exciting world of technology and education. Hi everybody, I'm your host Adam Todd, and welcome to a special ISTE Live edition of Classroom Dynamics. We're live in Denver for ISTE Live 24, the premier event for the International Society for Technology and Education. Some call it the Super Bowl of the EdTech world. Well, for over 40 years, ISTE has hosted its annual ISTE Live conference, widely regarded as one of the world's most influential education events in the world. This conference unites educators and educational leaders to exchange best practices, engage in hands-on learning, and gain insights from experts. Attendees range from administrators and teachers to tech coordinators and researchers, creating a diverse and dynamic community dedicated to advancing education through technology. Last year, ISTE drew nearly 18,000 participants, featured more than 1,500 learning opportunities, had nearly 2,100 presenters, and showcased close to 1,200 expo booths. This week, we're diving into the heart of innovation, speaking with industry leaders and groundbreaking innovators to uncover the next big things that are going to be emerging in your classroom. From AI-powered learning tools to immersive virtual reality experiences to everything in between, we're exploring the future of our classrooms, so stay tuned as we bring you the insights and advancements that will undoubtedly shape the way we teach and learn. This is Classroom Dynamics, and we're live at ISTE Live 24, where technology meets the future of education. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Are you a dedicated educator searching for fresh and engaging resources to inspire your students? Look no further than Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers. Discover a treasure trove of easy-to-use lesson plans, vibrant visuals, and interactive activities designed to captivate young minds and ignite their love for learning. Unlock the potential within your classroom with Highly Motivated, from differentiated lap books to test prep passages on a multitude of topics. Our wide range of materials cater to most elementary and middle school grade levels. Join the community of passionate teachers who have already transformed their classrooms. Visit Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers and get ready to inspire, motivate, and empower your students like never before. Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers, where knowledge meets inspiration. We're recording live at ISTE Live 24 in beautiful downtown Denver at the Logitech ISTE Welcome Reception and at the Colorado Convention Center during the official conference days. And I'd like to welcome all of our listeners from around the world and to everyone who stopped by in person to say hello. During our show, you may experience some background noises and a lot of buzz, but that's okay because we're right in the heart of the action and feeding off the energy here at ISTE and not back at our studio. So sit back and enjoy some of our highlights of this amazing international conference and the educational leaders and innovators that have stopped by to join us on the show. It's Classroom Dynamics, a teacher podcast, live at ISTE Live 24. So we're here at ISTE. We're on the floor, the expo floor right now on day 2. I am sitting with Abby from Active Floor, which I walked by and saw you guys all the demo, and I was floored by it. No pun intended. I literally was floored by it. Tell us a little bit about what Active Floor does.
So Active Floor is a global company that incorporates movement, fun, and learning. We are an interactive floor and interactive wall where students can learn. We've got over 16,000 games and content, pre-K through 12, that can be incorporated into learning. We had kids come by while you were in the booth, and they played for 20 minutes or so. I've seen kids sit there for almost an hour, as much time as they can possibly spend there, they'll spend there. Right. They are constantly moving, playing, and engaging. So that's what I really like about being a part of Active Floor, is that there's so much engagement with that content piece that they are learning without even understanding that they're learning.
And it's so true. They were playing a virtual soccer game on this 10-foot floor mat, projected onto the floor, but playing as if they were playing with a real soccer ball, and they really were there for a good 15 or 20 minutes. They just kept playing over and over and over again. I love the fact that you even mentioned it, 16,000 games that people can pull from around the world too, right?
Around the world. It's completely global. We can translate into any language. Any lesson can be created in any language or translated into any language. So that 16,000 globally really makes for a big library.
Right. Breaks down the language barrier and just
it helps
the interaction.
Exactly. Interaction with students, helping them communication and understanding what they're doing.
Right.
They can review, so that's really good. We can help with intervention and acceleration, so that's fantastic too, especially like you said with those language barriers that we may have. Those 16,000 games can be edited and changed as we like. So if you find a lesson that you really like, but you want to change it a little bit or tweak it.
So you can tweak it to your own lesson.
You can tweak it to your own lesson. So like I said, if you find one you like, you can completely tweak it to one that's you. You can make it all you. So we also have those ones that you can just go through and create. A lot of people, when they first get started, they use the ones that are already created, and then they begin to create their own games. Right. We have 20 different templates that they can use to choose from. We've got multiple choice, true, false, collaboration, and open-ended questions, presentation. So we have a lot of different ways that they can do it.
Now, you were talking to me a little bit about STEM and how you're incorporating that into. Tell us a little bit about that, because that sounds, I think that really hits on a lot of what you're actually doing.
So STEM incorporates into Active Floor because we get that piece of science and technology that really comes into it. We are working on new lessons daily to cover those STEM activities. We want the students to be engaged. I was just talking to you about how we want to incorporate coding and things like that. So we really want to get this STEM piece going so that the kids can enjoy it interactively as well as just using it in the classroom.
Right, so that you could actually build a lesson where a kid will actually create something then be able to also share it out
And
with
be able to
others
share
and
it.
play it with other people too.
Yes, that is correct.
That is awesome.
Once their lessons are created or their games are created, they can put it on the floor and their friends can play it. They can be proud to show their class, and it really makes for good, positive movement.
Right, and again, movement is key. I love the fact that they're moving because kids are on the computers and on their phones a lot these days, and the fact that you could actually get them up and moving, even though they're technically still on a computer, it's actually kind of nice that they can actually get really physically involved.
Really physically involved, like you said. You saw those two playing soccer. We have one called Breakout that's a little bit like Pong. Do you remember Pong?
Oh yeah,
So
I noticed.
It looks a little bit like Pong. So we have that one. We have air hockey. I don't know if you got to see air hockey, but we've got air hockey. We've got bike race, which is where students go back and forth. They're running, and then a question pops up, and they have to answer that question. So a lot of interaction, movement, fun. That's what we really focus on.
And what's really cool is that it's very smooth. It's not choppy. It doesn't have this lag to it. It actually almost, when I was watching the kids playing the soccer, it looked like they were really kicking around something, which is kind of cool.
Yes, and then they get that little bit of friendly competition, and they get some motivation, and they get that focus. That's another thing that I really like is I've seen kids really focus into it.
Yeah.
They don't lose their attention as quickly because they're really interacting and playing on it.
Now, I think it's a great idea. Tell us a little bit more where they can go to find out everything that they need to find out about it.
You can go to activefloor.com. We have activefloor.com global, and we have activefloor.com EN. So one is global, one is English. You can go to either of them. You can come to me at abby@activefloor.com, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions you have. I really encourage you to check us out and come have some movement and fun with us.
Definitely go check them out, and we are definitely going to have you on a future podcast because this is amazing stuff. I would really love it.
Yes, and we have new things happening every day and new things on the horizon, so I can't wait to see the direction we're heading.
Well, good luck at ISTE this weekend, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you for sharing this with us.
All right, so we are now with Michelle Ackley from Sphero Bolt, and Sphero is fantastic. My kids love using it in school. You were on our podcast a couple of months ago, and since then, what is new? What's coming up with Sphero now?
Sphero's been really, really busy. We've recently, just last week, launched Sphero Bolt Plus. There's a lot of plus about it. If you're at ISTE, you should come and check it out. The great thing about Bolt Plus, it now has an LCD screen, so no longer are you just programming the matrix on top. You can actually do animations. You can send text back and forth. It also includes a ton of new programming features, including driving while programming, software buttons that are within the app. And the most important thing about Bolt Plus is that the battery life will last you almost forever. We have put smarts in the charger to make sure we don't drain the battery when you don't want it drained. It keeps it active and makes it ready for you to use in the classroom.
That's really cool. So really for hours and hours and hours, a teacher does not have to worry about, okay, I have to stop now because I have to charge it.
Yep, we made sure that it can last an entire school day, that you just put it back in its charging cradle at night and it should be ready to go the next morning.
And it won't overcharge and kill the battery that way.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we have found products in the past, including other competitor products, people will leave them even plugged in of the summer. You come back and they don't work anymore.
Right.
We make sure that's not going to happen with the new Bolt Plus.
And so with the Bolt Plus, same thing. They can go ahead and block code, or they can create however they want and debug it if it doesn't work and work in teams and still have it manipulated on the floor however they choose to do so.
It is 100% backwards compatible with all of our previous robots, plus all the additional new features. So if you've created lessons for Bolt Original or Spark Plus, you can now use that with Bolt Plus without any struggles at all.
Oh, that's awesome.
We've also are offering a great trade-in program where you get 30% off if you turn in your old Bolt for your new Bolt Plus. Just send us an email and we can make sure that we get that trade-in for you.
So a nice upgrade.
Yeah, upgrade program.
Great.
Yes.
That's awesome. So tell everyone where they can go to find out more about Sphero and Bolt Plus.
If you check out Sphero.com, you'll be able to see Bolt Plus right on our homepage and be able to reach out to us right there.
Awesome. Thank you for coming. I'm glad to see you in person this time.
Yeah.
And enjoy ISTE for the weekend, and good luck to you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So I am here with Nadine Embry of Minecraft Education. She's been on the podcast before, so a great friend of Classroom Dynamics. Thank you for joining us. We're here at ISTE. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing at ISTE this year.
Yeah, we are doing so many things. So we are having a lot of presentations, presenting on the Microsoft Learn Live Classroom, in the Microsoft Learn Live Classroom in room 301. Just really sharing about all the amazing things we're doing with Minecraft, from coding using Prodigy. We're doing a Minecraft AI demo. We even
Wait, go back to that. What's that? What is that? AI demo, you just caught my attention.
Yeah, and so we are actually demoing our new AI videos. And we have a big build challenge coming up in the ISTE main stage theater, where we have students from various districts who will be battling it out in the Battle in the Rocks esports showcase event. And so super excited about that. And then we also have different presentations just to get school leaders and people started with using Minecraft education.
Right. So if someone had no idea what Minecraft education was, how would you explain it to them?
So Minecraft education, a lot of times, even if people don't know what Minecraft education is, they'll know what Minecraft is. So I usually like starting there. Minecraft is the top grossing game of all time. And so it's an educational version of Minecraft where students can really learn within the game. And so we noticed so many teachers were using Minecraft in the classroom, to the point that Microsoft created an educational version of the game. And so now teachers can teach anything within this Minecraft world. And it helps students to become engaged. It helps students who typically don't like to learn or struggle with learning to really thrive within this environment. We have so many accessibility tools so students can really learn in a way that's accessible to them. We have Immersive Reader, where students can have the languages translated. They can they can adapt the lesson to really fit their needs. They can change the sizes of the words and things like that. And then also, a lot of teachers use it for project-based learning. So they may say, we just did a lesson where students learned about landmarks. Now go ahead and build your favorite landmark in Minecraft education. So they do things like project-based, where the options are endless with what they can do with that. But we also have lessons that students can learn and navigate within the game, like digital game-based learning lessons, so that students can navigate and learn, whether it's cybersecurity, whether it's how to code, whether it's different math or science concepts, but so many things.
And it's funny because I think we mentioned it on the podcast where you were on last year that, Minecraft itself, teachers freak out because they think it's just them playing a game. They don't really realize that when you add in the educational part to Minecraft education, that they actually are learning, and learning probably things that you wouldn't even expect them to actually come across and learn and actually grasp.
Right. So within Minecraft education, they can learn so much within this game, and you can't even tell. Right. They can't even tell that they're learning. We can't. Yeah. We can't tell.
Educators know, but they don't know it.
Right. And so just even as an educator myself, I got so invested in just using it with the students that I was teaching, within students within our district, because kids are really thriving within this gaming environment.
So tell everyone where they can go to find out more about Minecraft education and how to find out how they can get started in their classroom.
Yeah, so if they would like resources, if they're leaders who would just like additional resources, they can go to aka.ms/playcraftlearn. If they want to learn more about like the AI foundations and get access to that, they can go to aka.ms/MinecraftAI. And we also have free summer training. And so if they want to jump into our free summer training, they can go to aka.ms/MTA Live.
Something to do over the summer for teachers.
Lots
I think
of fun.
I like it. Awesome. Thank you for coming by. Enjoy ISTE. Good luck to you guys this week. And it's great seeing you actually in person and not on Zoom.
Yes, thank you. Nice being on your podcast again.
All right, so we are here with Alex from Figma, and we're on the floor at the expo in beautiful Denver. You're going to be on our podcast in the fall. We already have you scheduled to come on, but tell everyone what Figma is, what it does, and how teachers could actually start using it right away in their classroom.
Absolutely. So we're here from Figma for Education. Figma as a whole, our company is a design and collaboration platform. We have products that enable businesses to build products on the internet. So we're often used by product teams and folks that are building things. And the education arm of our work is essentially making our design and collaboration platform totally free for education. So we have two main products.
Did you hear that, everybody? It is totally free.
Free, right? It's not a premium, totally free. Our first product is called Figma Design, and that's an app and prototyping tool that's used to build many of the apps you interact with on your phone today. We work with about 95% of Fortune 500 companies. So that tool, Figma Design, is free. So students are actually creating apps in Figma today. Our other product is called FigJam. So that's our online whiteboarding tool. It's a really incredible open canvas space that is collaborative, it's creative, it's engaging, and that's where we've seen students and teachers get really, really excited about the product. So
is that also free too for teachers?
Totally free for education. Awesome. And when I say education, I mean districts, teachers, students. We deploy straight through the Google Workspace with our partnership with Google and through Microsoft. And so
does that work with Google Classroom too then?
It does. We have a Google Classroom integration, so teachers can write from FigJam, send it straight to their students, and get them collaborating in minutes.
How awesome is that you could do that in minutes, have them brainstorming, collaborating, really working with one another, which is really everything a teacher wants, because it's automatically pulling in all that engagement.
Yep. What I think is really cool about it too is, as a former educator, it's a tool that works for the classroom, but it's also a tool that your students can take outside of the classroom and be really future ready, right? We're talking top tech companies are building their products and their experiences in Figma. And so if a teacher and student are using it in the classroom when they graduate, it's really a future-ready tool. So it's not something where you use it in the classroom and then you leave it behind. It's something that actually sets our students up for being designers and creatives and collaborative folks in the world.
And when they can collaborate at a younger age, and we're talking about elementary school, but still bring that into the same mentality and the work scope into middle school and even high school and more.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that when you're bringing in real world materials that they could actually start to use for whatever they're doing later on in life.
And that's what's really exciting, I think, about Figma. We make our products free for education. Our CEO is deeply committed to our education work, because the way that we think about it is, if we're building world-class design tools and collaboration tools, they should be in the hands of the makers of tomorrow, so that, when those students graduate, when they get into the world, we're solving real-world problems and changing the game.
Right. And working collaboratively online is a huge thing of what people, even adults, are doing.
Yep.
And to actually train kids how to do it properly and how to talk to one another and do it virtually is huge.
Yeah, I think it also says a lot for accessibility, right? Students are being connected to one another. It's URL based, so they don't need, expensive software to go home with, right? They can access that from their iPads, from their phones, right from home, and still be contributing. And that's been really exciting to see, right? We're leveling the playing field. We're allowing students to be creatives at any point in the process from anywhere they are.
That is awesome. Tell everyone where they can go to find out more and how they can actually get started, again, for free.
Absolutely. So figma.com/education is where you're going to get started. You can get your free licenses right away. And if you're at ISTE, we're in booth 1312. So come say hi.
Awesome. Great. It was great to have you. I can't wait to actually have you on for a full podcast. We can talk about this more. This is
I have stories for days. We have so many incredible educators already putting this tool to the test in their classroom, and I can't wait to tell you about it.
Awesome. Stay tuned, because you'll be back in the fall. Thank you.
Awesome.
Nice seeing you. Good luck at ISTE.
Thanks.
All right. So up next, we have Caitlin from Class Dojo, one of my favorite classroom management tools that I've seen that actually works. We were already talking, I have some real life examples that actually does work. But for those people who don't know what Class Dojo is, how would you explain that to them?
Yeah, so I used Class Dojo in my classroom before actually joining the team, because I was obsessed with it. It actually made a difference in my classroom. So what it is basically an app that does everything that teachers need all in one. But what it does is it helps teachers encourage positive behaviors in the classroom. It's a space where you can share moments, memories, videos, information with families instantly. One-to-one messaging with translations built in.
Oh, nice.
It does all the things, and for your classroom with teacher tools as well, social, emotional learning content, all for the teacher in the classroom, that wonderful solution, but also school-wide. So every family at your school gets to be deeply involved in what happens at school, rather than a child coming home at the end of the day and you're like, what did you learn today? And them saying, oh, nothing. You can say, oh, I saw in class story that you built volcanoes. Tell me about that.
Right.
So it's sparking conversations.
Right. And it also nips any of that classroom behavior very quickly, especially first thing in the year, right? So you come back to school in September and you have a behavioral issue. You could really capture that and kind of hone it down a little bit, right? So it doesn't extend into months and months and months.
Absolutely. It's really, for me in my classroom, it was so helpful that I could give real-time feedback, time-stamped. I could add a note to it, and it helped me see trends across time.
Right.
For example, I had a student with oppositional defiance disorder. That was really challenging. But for him, we could look at his points throughout the day and be like, 11:30, something's happening every day. Oh, he's hungry. Let's try giving him a snack. And then seeing that change. Like just being able to give that child that feedback. Hey, this is going well. This is something we need to work on. Help that child like be at school and helped his parent know that he's being cared for.
Yeah.
And that we were a team to help him succeed, be happy.
So if you were to give one bit of advice to classroom teachers out there who are looking for something like Class Dojo and they want to start with Class Dojo, where do they go to start?
Okay, so there's so much in Class Dojo because it is kind of like, hey, close all the tabs like one place. I would highly encourage they just visit classdojo.com. There's so much information there to get you started. And because Class Dojo is free, any teacher can sign up, play around, test it out, and see if it feels right for them.
Right.
There's no risk in doing that.
And free is good.
Free is so good. We already spend too much money on our classroom already. Don't spend your money on another tech solution that you're not sure if it works or not.
Right.
So I would highly recommend every teacher go to classdojo.com to learn more. We also have a Facebook group, Class Dojo Teacher Community on Facebook, where teachers are supporting one another, asking questions, saying, hey, what are best practices on giving points in the classroom? Or, hey, what are you guys redeeming points for? I need some ideas. So if you're one of those people who likes a good community on Facebook, join us there too.
That's awesome. So social media, anything like that, Class Dojo?
Totally. We have an Instagram, we got a TikTok, we're doing all the things.
Just search up Class Dojo.
Yeah, you just Google Class Dojo, and we are in all the places.
Awesome.
Instagram's a lot of fun. TikTok is a lot of fun. You'll see, how are you that teacher? That's kind of our question right now, because every teacher is that teacher,
Right.
whether you're supporting every kid or you're the one who just makes funny faces. So look us up on those socials to learn more about that.
It's been so awesome talking to you. I hope we can do a full podcast
I would
episode.
love to, because I can nonstop talk.
We're going to do this then. Awesome meeting you and stopping by today to be on our podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Now we're sitting with Nikki from Code.org. I'm so excited to have you on because I use Code.org in my classroom as part of my mandated state requirement, and I know a lot of teachers do the same. But before we even get into what it is, tell everyone like what Code.org does for a teacher, for the students, what it does as a program.
Oh, so I'm so proud to work for Code.org, and I'm really glad to hear that you use Code.org. At the root, Code.org is a roughly 11-year-old nonprofit organization. Over the years, we've developed a lot of free, high-quality curriculum that any teacher can use to teach computer science in their classroom. That's grades K through 12. And we have full courses. We have all the way down to 45-minute activities. So no matter what the time is that you have in your classroom,
It can be fit in.
It can be fit
Yeah.
in. Yeah. And we're developing new curriculum all the time.
Right.
We really work closely with teachers across the country to find out what they're interested in teaching, and then we develop curriculum that meets their needs.
Yeah, I got to tell you, even with my kids, they absolutely. I know we were already talking about this a little bit before we came on here, but they take it upon themselves to learn it and do it and explore. It's not hard for them to do that. I can teach them and I can demo things, but the engagement and that energy that they want to just go and do it themselves is there, and I think that's great because that naturally happens. And I think that's such a great part of the program, where you can almost say, guys, go ahead and try it, see what happens. It works.
We build that into a lot of our curriculum. There are a lot of things. Teachers are afraid of helping their students debug. That's one of the main things that teachers are really uncomfortable with. And what we do at Code.org is we sort of build in the hints right in the curriculum. So as students start to learn it, if they make an error, we flag it for them and we give them clues as to what might be wrong. And so we help them problem solve on their own. So they don't really need to go to their teacher when they have a problem in their code.
Right.
So
I like walking around, watching them try to find others to help them debug and kind of just listen in like a fly on the wall. The conversations are actually really good. We're talking about like 3rd and 4th graders who just take it upon themselves to, and I tell them sometimes, I'm out of the equation. If you have an error, it's the real world. see if you could figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm not here. What are we going to do? Like, how do you figure this out? If there's not an adult there to help you through it, what are you going to do? And they do. They do it. They ask their peers. They get involved. They build big, groups just to figure something out. And when they figure it out, there's a big celebration usually. And I think that's great. It's great for self-esteem. It's great for engagement, problem solving. It really just encircles all those things.
Well, that mirrors what you find in the workplace,
Right.
I mean, very often you're working on a team, in an engineering department or coding or some kind of creative capacity. There are a lot of creative people who, know enough to code to create things like apps, but they don't consider themselves to be coders.
Right.
And so we really help people prepare kids for careers like that. But in the workplace, people work together in teams. There's nobody sort of that can solve all their problems for them. So
very often I'll say to them, I'm sure you've seen you have an update to your app on your phone or your iPad, and they shake their head and say yes. And I'll say, well, what do you think happened? Someone saw that something wasn't working. Now they had to go back and fix it and figure it out. And that's the update. That's why you're getting that update, that they fixed a problem.
Yeah.
So how do you fix that problem? And they do. It's great.
Yeah, and I will say that one of the things that we're really good at code.org is coming out with new products. Some of the latest and greatest. One of them is Music Lab. It's super exciting. A number of really high-profile artists have given code.org permission to use their music in Music Lab. So kids using block-based coding can mash up their own music using music from the Chainsmokers and a number of other really famous
That's pretty
artists.
cool.
Yeah.
And they make it their own.
Absolutely, they can make
that's
their
so cool.
own. Yeah.
That is really cool. I can't wait to use that. I'm sure they're going to be loving that completely.
Yeah.
Tell everyone where they can go to get started with code.org.
Well, it's super easy because our website
It's
is
code.org.
our name. It's code.org.
I love it. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
I'm really glad you were here. This is great because I'm a huge fan. So it's always nice to have a fan talk to someone who's creating, in it anyway. And my kids absolutely love it. All my classes from second grade all the way to fifth, they love it. We use it. And, that's the wonderful thing about code.org.
Glad to hear it. We hear that all the time.
Isn't it great to hear?
It really is.
That's awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
All right.
The opportunity.
We're with Jared from Logitech here, who has such an amazing skateboard that through STEM, the kids actually build out and then program it to run, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So Logitech is the next gen project-based learning. So it has all the parts and the tools that a student needs to build an electric skateboard. So it gives them a really immersive hands-on STEM introduction, and then they get to go out and ride something that they just built. And that's kind of where we like to say that the learning starts.
Right.
Because you can go outside, you can go up a ramp, down a ramp, run all the tests, and it hits all the NGSS standards.
I love the fact that they build it themselves.
Yeah.
The hands-on portion. It's still technology.
Yeah.
And you probably can get a lot out of that, probably
Yes.
more than you can even imagine.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're building it and then get to use something that they actually built,
Yeah.
that really is meaningful for a kid to build something like that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize how connected someone becomes when they build something and then use it practically in the real world.
Right.
So that was the one thing that we saw is a lot of STEM tools and stuff get left on a shelf or stay in the classroom, and we're like, no, we want to break that mold, get outside the classroom. Right. That's where the students will be the most engaged, have the most fun, and learn the most.
And especially because kids love skateboarding.
Yeah.
So it's something that they're invested into it. They really want to do it because they want to probably try something that they've already built. Right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So it's just that fun way to get them learning without thinking about learning.
That's so cool. So tell people where they can go to find out more about Logitech.
Yeah, lectech.com. You can find us on all the socials at GoLegTech.
Awesome. Good luck. Hope you're having a great time at ISTE. It's a lot of fun. Hope you guys are doing well. And thanks for stopping by.
Yes, of course. Appreciate
nice
it,
to see you again.
Yes, nice seeing you.
So we're here now with Aiden from Unique Learn. And tell me a little bit about it. You were telling me about personalized learning. We already talked about that, but tell everyone what you guys do.
Yeah, so we are an ultra personalized learning platform where we create learning profiles for students, map out who they are as learners and as people, and we use those profiles to create personalized homework based on how they learn and what they're interested in.
So now this is across all curriculum areas where a teacher can then create that to really spot each kid to where they are.
All curriculum areas, all grades K through 12. And the assignment flow works basically a teacher names the assignment, they select the grade, they select the associated standard and assignment type, they click generate, and our models will create an assignment aligned to those parameters and tailor to each student's profile.
And then how does the data look for the teacher on the teacher's end?
So we grade everything. So a student will submit their assignment back to the platform for grading. We'll give them instant qualitative feedback as well as the ability to go in and then implement that feedback. That feedback gets turned into streamlined tips for the teacher so they can understand where their students are struggling and how they can help.
I love it, and especially the fact that you can pinpoint everything along the way to catch kids before they fall into that crack and really personalize it that way for them as well, right?
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
Awesome. Tell people where they can go and find out more.
Yeah, so uniquelearn.co is our website. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Ada McDowell. Follow our company on LinkedIn, Unique Learn, and would love to be in touch with all of you.
It was a pleasure having you. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the conference. I hope you're having a good time, and good luck with it.
Thank you, man.
It's awesome.
It's a pleasure, Adam.
So we're here with Sophie from CAMI. CAMI is well known in the EdTech world, but tell everyone who's out there who doesn't know a little bit about CAMI what you guys do.
Well, if you thought you knew what CAMI was, we were very well known as a PDF annotation tool. We actually gave CAMI out for free to everyone in the world when the COVID shutdown first happened. And then people started paying because they wanted us to continue giving it to everybody so that everyone could have access to their work from wherever they are. But now we have actually evolved and grown based off of teacher recommendations and listening to students. And I actually fell in love with CAMI personally because of all the accessibility tools that are built into CAMI and allow all students to access their learning no matter where they are. From the reading aloud to voice typing, your students can interact with the document independently. I've seen that light bulb go off on students' eyes. But now we're actually at ISTE announcing a new world of CAMI, where we are going beyond the PDF annotation into the assessment world with AI.
Ooh, AI. You know everyone's going to have their ears perk up on that one.
Yes. So we're going to be able, because this is going to go out later, so it's fine. You're going to be able to take whatever document you already have that has questions on it and convert them to auto-graded questions inside of CAMI, and then you go into class view where you can see the entire class in one screen and scroll through, monitor your students while they're working, come in and grade them later. But with the auto-graded questions, it color codes them right or wrong, so you can easily see, check for understanding while your students are completing their work, or even just come in later and click on the insights to see what was the most missed question. And maybe it was the short answer question. Maybe it was a teacher mistake on the answer key, because I did that all the time. But with published changes, you can fix it super quick, and it auto grades for you. It auto does the data, and you have data at your fingertips to inform your instruction.
And so if you're talking about like saving teacher time, that's one way you want to go for sure.
Yes, because instead of like recreating your assessment into like a Google form, and I'm not bashing Google Forms, I love Google Forms, but instead of recreating it, AI does it for you in seconds. In less than 2 minutes, you can have your assessment created for yourself, and it was all the questions you already were going to ask them.
What kind of professional development do you guys have for teachers who might say, oh, I don't know, that's a little scary to me, I don't know if I can do that?
I'm the professional learning manager at CAMI, and we actually offer all virtual training for free. You go into CAMI and you can click on the help button and book a free training, and from like 15 minutes to an hour and a half sometimes, depending on the trainer's schedule. And we can dive into it. So all of our training is 100% free if it's virtual. And we have a team of 12 people in the U.S. that are all former educators coming to you when you want to be talking about this and helping you at your pace.
That's pretty cool. So now we were also talking about something that I found very interesting. I really like this idea, these trading cards.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the trading cards. What are they called? What do they do? How do you foresee them becoming something bigger in a classroom?
Using trading cards for summative assessments is just something that's like a sort of a passion of mine, because it really, or even formative assessments, it really brings in the creativity and a deeper understanding of the content that you're teaching. And it allows students to just have a little bit of fun. It sort of brings in the Pokemon aspect, and I don't know any other. I was a very big Pokemon card player when there were only 100 Pokemon.
But so it brings in like the magic cards and the trading card like world where like you're trading cards, but you can actually go into historical people and fictional characters in your novel, parts of the plant cell, literally any topic you're talking about, any content that you're teaching. You can have your students get creative and dive deeper into the understanding by personifying their learning and the element that you're talking about and turning it into a trading card. It's really fascinating. And you can go all the way from they're creating their own template and they're using AI to generate images and they're coming up with all this content, or you can go very low tech and have them draw pictures with pencil and paper and use the Kami library, because we have lots of templates in the Kami library that are 100% free. The Kami library templates are free. You don't even have to have a Kami account to get them. At kamiup.com, there's a Kami library. And we have all these templates, and you can just print them off and have the kids like hand write it.
That's amazing, because the hardest thing we've been taught, it's been the theme tonight so far, is engagement, right? Getting the kids engaged in what they're learning, and then to learn while they're creating something fun. It's sometimes a hard chemistry, creation to do that.
It is a hard balance to do something that the kids perceive as fun, but then also be connected to the standards. And a trading card is one of those things that it literally just goes across all subject areas. No matter what you're teaching, you can ask your kids to create a trading card, and they're always going to have that kid that's like, this is boring. Let them pick the character that they're going to create, the element that they're going to personify, and then they'll actually get into it a little bit more.
That's fun. That's fun though.
It takes it to a whole nother level. It's a deeper understanding. It's more into that Bloom's taxonomy, the way at the end type of stuff. And depending on your SAMR matrix of where you're going to land technology-wise, you can do it with no tech and redefinition. It really just because you can open these up into Kami and actually add the student's voice into it too, because they can actually, not only are they personifying the elements, but they can add their own voice into it to explain it.
That is really cool. So you're bringing the trading card to life there.
Yes!
That's really cool.
And I did that with mine. I actually added my voice into it and had AI make my picture talk. It was so cool.
That's awesome. Tell everyone where they can go to find out more.
You can find out more about Kami at kamiup.com. You can even just start diving in with a free account, Kami at kami.app, KAMI.app, and then enter. And we also are on all the social medias as Kami app. And so we are always loving to learn from what the teachers want, because everything we do is what the teachers are asking.
Awesome. Well, listen, have fun during ISTE this week, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of fun. And that brings us to the end of this episode of Classroom Dynamics, where knowledge and inspiration meets innovation. I hope you've enjoyed today's discussion and found it both insightful and uplifting. As always, my goal is to provide you with practical strategies, engaging stories, and powerful insights that can fuel your motivation as an educator. I believe that when knowledge and inspiration do come together, incredible things can happen in your classroom. And for all of you who may feel that it's too late to strengthen your craft, I challenge you to make it your mission to do so. You've worked hard to get to where you are today, and it's never too late to infuse new life into your work. So why not make today that day to do so? I'm Adam Todd, and you've been listening to Classroom Dynamics, a teacher podcast. You can follow Classroom Dynamics on X at Class Dynamics or on Instagram at Classroom Dynamics Podcast. If you haven't already, go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And if you know a teacher who may benefit from today's show, please share it with them. We'll be back soon with more captivating conversations, inspiring stories, and strategies that you can implement into your everyday routines. Until then, keep igniting that spark in your classroom and never stop believing in the incredible impact you have as an educator. You're more powerful and inspirational than you think. If you loved this episode, you're going to enjoy my conversation with Elaine Atherton of the Scratch Foundation. Whether you're familiar with Scratch or not, this is the coding episode for you. With her profound insights into creative learning and technology, Elaine has been at the forefront of revolutionizing the classroom experience through initiatives like Scratch, inspiring countless educators to integrate coding and computational thinking into their curricula.
how do we think of AI and how we integrate it and think of it with Scratch as it aligns to expressiveness as well as convenience, looking at the possibilities, not necessarily running away from we don't want to do this. We don't want it to be a part of the process. AI, especially in regards to image generation, it doesn't replace the creative process. We actually need to think about how to make it part of the creative process. It's going to happen.